Don't make your whole life work. Have a balance. Love God, love your family, love your country. This is the greatest country on earth. A lot of people died to let you have the freedoms that you have. I would say to young guys, if thinking about getting married, don't sign a California marriage contract. A marriage is between you, your wife, and God. Be smart. Don't waste your youth. Your youth you can waste on partying, drinking, and alcohol, drugs, women, whatever. Or you can use it while you're young, healthy, in shape. You have your mind. Use it for good. Use it to work hard. And you should be the hardest worker at the job. Meet a godly woman. A woman really has a lot of power in your life. You can be successful. You can have six pack abs, be 6 feet tall. It doesn't matter. If you pick the wrong one, she can ruin your life. Yeah. My best advice, I'm giving this advice to guys, is, pick a good woman that loves God. Get married under God. Don't put your kids in the public school system. They're doing a lot of evil things. Put them in private school, put them in Christian school. It's worth the investment. Yeah, I know we all want to drive a Mercedes SL. We all want to drive a big lifted truck, whatever. We all want to have our things. Invest in your kids and their education. Be good to people. Be honest. Be an honest businessman. Have integrity. The most important thing of everything you can do in life is love God and treat your neighbor as yourself. You like to be forgiven? Then show forgiveness to other people, even people that have wronged you. Make allowances for other people's faults. If you don't do that, don't ever get married. Some of the people that I've seen treat the worst is their own wife, their own girlfriend. That should be the person you're treating the best. If you're married, wake up every morning and act like it's marriage day plus one. All the bad stuff, nothing bad's ever happened. Look at that person and say, this is a person I just got married to. There's no negative. It's all good. If you can't forgive somebody, don't get married, man. You're going to marry a sinner and they're going to sin against you and you're going to sin against them. And if you don't work hard as a man, you have no reason to have a family. The Bible says in Timothy, a man that does not provide for his own or his own family is worse than an unbeliever. You're worse than an unbeliever if you're not providing for your family. You know why? Because all the unbelievers, people that don't believe in God, they hate God, whatever, they're providing for their family. They love their family. They're getting up, they're going to work. And they don't believe in God. They hate God. Who knows? You're worse than that. How can you say I love God, but I'm not going to get up and provide for a family? You need to get your stuff together if that's the case.
Sean, what would you say to a man who's out there? Maybe he's at the end of his road, can't see any light at the end of the tunnel. What would you say to that guy?
I think you said on this podcast, 80% of suicides are committed by men. But if you're alive and breathing right now, God has a purpose for your life. He has a plan for you. You're here for a reason, not a mistake. You can do great things. And if you're comparing yourself to everything you see on social media or TV, stop. The greatest people in the Bible were nobodies. Moses, David. David was a little shepherd boy out in a field with nothing. He's the king of Israel. Moses was in the desert for 40 years. He saved he parted the sea. Jesus chose a tax collector. People hated tax collectors back then. A prostitute was in the genealogical line of Jesus Christ. If you're down and feeling miserable, if you feel worthless, if you feel like there's nothing in my future, you're right where the devil wants you. That's the way he wants you to feel. Ask yourself this one question. Who told you that? God? Nah, it ain't God. It's the devil. God says he's got a plan and a future for you to prosper you and to give you hope. We serve a God of suddenlies. You don't know if next week you could wake up with your dream job, your dream girl, and everything can turn around. God can turn around everything like that. You don't know. You're not God. Trust in God. God will tell you who you are. The enemy will tell you who you aren't. And if you're hearing a lot of who you aren't right now, just know that that's the enemy. That's demonic attack. That's spirits telling you everything you've done wrong. The accusing voices. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for that. My best advice to a guy that's in that position, but life changes. All it takes is one second. You don't know what tomorrow holds. Life's constantly changing. So don't, if you're in despair right now, if you're a guy that's like, well, I don't have any money, I'm living in my parents' house, well, guess what? You're like 99% of every other guy that's under 25, except the guys you're watching on YouTube right now that have a Ferrari and this and that. That's less than 1% of people. Everyone else your age is in the same position as you. Just do the best you can. All you can do is the best you can. And if you do that, well, you did it. If you woke up today and you have breath in your lungs, God's not done with you. God has a purpose for your life. God has a plan for your future. You don't know if tomorrow you're going to be a millionaire, you're going to be a hero, you're going to meet your wife. You don't know what could happen today. All it takes is nothing's impossible for God. All it takes is nothing for God. What you think is a miracle is nothing for God. If he created the universe, if he created the world, if he created every human being and everything that exists, your problem is nothing.